them man are killing it.
On the low, but you know that you're feeling it. Yeah, peace fam, it's your boy Fonzie Neutron representing for Bout.online.com. So a lot of people, well I can't say a lot of people, some people have asked why I've seemingly taken a back seat when it comes to music, albeit I still produce music but not necessarily at the same pace or level of production as one time. And ultimately I'd say it really comes down to the fact that I don't really have time to be faking it. Now we've seen even recently when we're looking at the entertainment industry and world, a lot of the proverbial lid is being ripped off things where people are being able to see truth come to the forefront, and a lot of light being shed on the undertones and some of the more occult aspects of these industries. So I say that to say, me myself as a person, I've always prided myself on just being me, being uniquely me. You know, I'm not saying I'm perfect or anything like that, but I've always been myself and been dedicated to expressing my own version of true self-expression. I've never ever been one to kiss people's tails or butts for friendship. This is in real life, and this is something that, you know, supersedes the industry, which I feel is something that sometimes often transposes who people are or turns up the dial, or sometimes creates a different narrative of who people want to purport themselves to be. So I say that to say, me, I've always been the type of individual where I've never, and people who know me personally, they'll know, you know, that's just him, never been one to kiss people's butts or tails, never been one to be up people's bottoms and stuff, you know, try to make them feel like there's something special or important. Give people credit where it's due, definitely respectfully in that kind of way, but ain't one for all the kind of funniness that comes with people that you gotta deal with. So even being like that in life, you can imagine what it's like in the industry tenfold. Now people have seen, and who will know me personally, they've seen me around a lot of, dare I say, top people in the industry, people that if they really wanted to, they could help others out, or they could, you know, open up doors. But the sad thing is, admittedly, yes, a lot of these people would prefer to either try and play some type of gatekeeper, boost themselves a lot of the times more than the help that they're willing to do for others. And I'm not here to say, you know, they just got to dedicate help to others, because nobody owes anybody anything, to be honest. But I always firmly believe if you can help somebody that's true and it's a pure thing, that and you actually want to do it, then, you know, that's something that I can respect, because those are the type of characteristics I have myself. But what we come to see with the industry, it's not really like that. Oftentimes it's about favors, oftentimes it's about power dynamics, it's about somebody feeling like they've got some form of control over you. I remember when I used to do street team for Tim Westwood back in the day, and you know, he was always miffed because you could tell that he had his street team guys, and you know, he was quite popular, significant in one aspect at the time, so everybody look up to, you know, Westwood. He got the TV show, he got the radio show, so on and so forth. But you know me, I'd pull up to the shows sometimes 10 deep, 20 deep, and it'd always be looking like that. You know, he's this dude. Even sometimes when he would have shows out of town in a different town, I'll come pull up where I'm not necessarily expected, because I'm not going there for work, but I'm going there on the strength. And, you know, I say all that to say he was surprised, and he never really ever offered to bring me on his show to do anything at the time when I was doing music and stuff, because I felt as though when people see that you have a certain type of drive in this industry or a certain type of independence, whereas you would think that they would want to open the doors for you, oftentimes it's the opposite. So, you know, even with my dealings with guys like the Outlaws, No Limit, Mr. Serv, certain people, a lot of these guys, you speak to them off the record, they run their mouths, so they say, oh, you know, we're going to do this, we're going to help you, we're going to you know, promote this for you, we're going to promote that for you. But a lot of the times they're not really interested. And the funny thing is, a lot of them sit back and they watch you, especially with the internet. What I've seen is, not to go off topic, it's still on topic, but I've seen like older artists, like now it's at a point where everybody's recognized or established on the internet. You know, everybody's got their followers and all that sort of stuff. But I remember a point of time, because you got to understand, especially from a certain age group. Some of these people are older, so some of them were not even on the internet before. I remember the points of some of these people coming onto the internet, and when they was coming onto the internet, at first they didn't even have any kind of following or anything because they didn't know how to amass that, and there wasn't necessarily anything that was pointing them out, especially older artists from a different generation. So some of us as like younger up and coming talent and creatives, we were more susceptible or even more prone to be at the forefront, and some of these guys saw that. But whereas they could have helped connect and bridge a gap and say, you know what, let's get behind this young talent, or let's push this young talent, they were more focused on just trying to get their self or their name back established to a point where people are looking at them like they're some kind of big deal or star. So trust me, I've seen it all. This is really surface level. Like, I'm not really going too in with this conversation, but I'm just giving you guys a bit of an introduction, because I'm going to be dropping some more talks like this over this year, just going over certain other aspects of the music industry and other ways to help artists and stuff, because it's a tough grind. You know, I'm speaking from a musician, but the entertainment industry is like that, period. You know, whether it be acting, sports, a lot of it entails people want you to kiss their butts, you know, gatekeepers and stuff. And if you ain't really one for kissing ass, it probably ain't gonna work out for you that type of way. And the sad part is, now just with the industry and technology, there's a lot more hindrances that they've put in place to hinder independent creatives and stuff as well also. So I mean, you can still be independent and do your independent thing, but just know that they've put a lot of blocks there in place as well for the independence. So it's not as easy, which nobody ever said it would be. But just to keep it real, if you're a real person and you keep it real, you don't want to take no shortcuts. You know, you ain't trying to kiss nobody's tail. You ain't trying to put nobody on no false pedestal, idolize anybody, make it feel like they superior above you just because they got more status or money or notoriety. Then you know, you'll be walking a different path and a different line. So some people, they do ask that question, like I started off saying, you know, when they look at certain people that they know have an affinity for the creative industry or even music, and they say, oh, you know, how come you didn't go down this road, or how come you didn't go down that road? So hopefully this answers some questions for some people out there. So this is one short and sweet. I'm gonna chime back in very soon. Your boy finds a neutral representing BoutThatOnline.com. I want to say to the real ones out there, stay up, stay woke, always represent for your folks, and don't fall for these people with their hoax and their jokes. Peace.
On the low, but you know that you're feeling it. Them man are killing it. On the low, but you know that you're feeling it. Them man are killing it. On the low, but you know that you're feeling it. Them man are killing it. On the low, but you know that you're feeling it.